Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Courtney McIntosh. This is this is the Black Dad Chronicles, and this is 31 days of podcasting. So, I realize this is a late post, and it's a good reason for that. So I recorded a podcast with the kids. It was my kids, my nephew, and we were giving you our Star Wars The Last Jedi review. But somehow the audio messed up, so we're going to re-record that tomorrow. I tried to get the kids to do it again today. They didn't want to. You can only get them to sit still for so long. So I was like, dang, man, it took me a few hours. Like, what am I going to talk about on the podcast tonight, man? There's really nothing going on in the news. If you're a wrestling fan, there is. Don't necessarily want to talk about Trump. The NBA is kind of, hitting everybody's not sports fans. NFL playoffs start this week. I guess I could have talked about that, even though I'm not really looking forward to the playoffs, just because I haven't been on I did boycott the NFL this year for their treatment of Colin Kaepernick. But mostly because I think NFL football is boring. I enjoy college football a lot more than I enjoy pro football. So I am going to talk about the national championship game on Monday. But yeah, this is 31 days of podcasting. This is the Black Dad Chronicles. So today I was having an interesting conversation with my brother today. And I say interesting because my brother's not, necessarily a conversationalist. He's more of a screamer, which leads to me not to have many conversations with him. But so we always get into hype conversations about basketball. Hype, because he's always he be tripping. That's what I be thinking. He be tripping. He thinks his opinion is always right, and no one can tell him any different. So he and I stopped really having basketball conversations with him, just because it's like, yo, man, do I really want to do this right now? Man? So he and I were having an interesting conversation. So he is not a LeBron James fan. Not at all. Not sure why. Listen to me. Here's my opinion. My opinion is, if you hate LeBron James, you hate greatness. I just can't explain. I can't explain it. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you if you don't like LeBron. If you can look at LeBron James and say he is not a good basketball player, and I say he is not great, there's nothing else I can tell you. But my brother doesn't feel that way. So he thinks Michael Jordan is the GOAT. I think LeBron James is the best basketball player I've ever seen in my life. That's just the truth. That's my opinion. My thoughts. And hey, man, we could talk about it. We could debate about it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel. I think Michael Jordan is the best. Not Michael Jordan. I think Michael Jordan is the second best basketball player I've seen of all time. You know what I'm saying? And I guess I don't necessarily have really a top 10. Okay. So look, man, if you set aside the decision, you know what I'm saying? Okay. If you set aside the decision, you look at LeBron James, his track record as far as everything else. They said he couldn't shoot. You know what? Let me look up some stats real quick. LeBron James. Yeah, I'm looking up. Don't mind me. I'm looking up his stats right now. All right, so this season, Okay, give me more stats. Okay. So this season, LeBron James is averaging 27.5 points a game, 8 rebounds, 9 assists per game, and 37 minutes per game, right? I'm on Google, y'all. Hold on, man. All right, NBA.com. Let me see. Sorry, hey, bear with me. I'm gonna make my point in a second, right? So, a lot of people, first you said, LeBron James can't shoot. Well, I mean, the last 3 years, he has, upped his 3-point percentage, his shooting percentage, and all that. I didn't realize Andre Drummond was the number 1 rebounder in the league again. And Russell Westbrook leads the league in assists again, averaging 10.1 assists per game. Wow. Oh, nice on Westbrook. Westbrook is my brother's favorite player. And listen, man, I don't think that just because you play hard makes you the best basketball player, But, Russell Westbrook does play hard. He plays super hard. But I don't think playing hard makes Russell Westbrook the best player in the league. My brother does. All right, so since LeBron James is going back to Cleveland, right? He's not shot less than 48% from the field. His 3-point percentage is up this year. Okay, so let me just go to his stats this year. You're 33, right? He's 33 years old, 33 years old. So he's averaging 27 points, 27.5 points, 37 minutes a game, 55% from the field, 38% from 3, 78% from the free throw line. Averaging 8 rebounds, 9 assists, 1.6 steals, 1 block per game, right? That's really good for a 33-year-old who seems to be getting better. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like a stat thing, but I brought the stats up because my brother, and not just my brother, but a lot of people claim LeBron can't shoot. Well, the last 3 years, he's shot over 52% from the field, right? 3 years ago, he shot 30% from 3, and that was his lowest mark of his career. Well, aside from his rookie season, that was his lowest mark for his career. Well, let's see. Since the 2012-2013 season, LeBron has constantly hovered around, let me see, 2012-2013 is 40% from 3. Next year, 37% from 3. Might as well be 38. 35% from 3 the next, down to 30. The year after that, 2015-2016. Last year, 36% from 3. This year, 38% from 3. So LeBron's shooting pretty good from the 3-point line. People talk about, LeBron can't shoot free throws. He's up to 78%. I think LeBron James, if you look at LeBron James just as a basketball player, I've never seen somebody as good as he is. No, I mean, that's just my opinion. And I've seen Michael Jordan, and Michael, aside from, him killing my Pistons all the time, I loved Michael Jordan. Even though I always rooted against him in the finals because I just was tired of seeing him win. I loved Michael Jordan. But I don't think he's the best basketball player I've ever seen. And for my brother is also one of those people who brings up the rings argument. And it's like, rings don't make you, the amount of rings you have don't amount to your greatness. Because you can't say Charles Barkley wasn't a great player. He didn't win. You can't say Karl Malone and John Stockton were great players because they didn't win championships. A lot of great players did not win championships. So are you just going to say that they're not great because they didn't win championships? No, he doesn't say that. But he looks at LeBron. Oh, he got there. He loses so much. He's a loser. You got to get there to be able to lose it, and he's gotten there. I mean, when was the last time LeBron James didn't get to the NBA Finals? Huh? The last year Boston won the championship, I believe. Now it was 2009, 2010. So let me see. All 4 years of Miami he got there. All 4 years he's been in Cleveland. He's been there 7 times. Probably going to be 8 times. I mean, Boston's really good. Waiting to see a Boston-Cleveland Eastern Conference Finals. I think it'll be a lot better than it was last year, especially now with Isaiah Thomas back. So, I think LeBron James is the best basketball player of all time. And if you look at the things that he's done off the court, he's an even better human being. No scandals from LeBron James. None. No extramarital affairs, no outside baby mamas. Savannah's his high school sweetheart. LeBron put his boys on. He married his high school sweetheart. 3 kids together. By all accounts, he's a great dad. He employs black people. He puts his homeboys on. He sends kids, at least 100 kids to college every year, gives back to the community. What about LeBron James is there not to like? Unless you're not a fan of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, I'm not a fan of the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm from Detroit. I'm a Pistons fan. I will never rep the Cavaliers. I love LeBron James, though, because he's just that. I mean, He's the type of basketball, and everybody say, oh, he's soft, he always crying. Man, please, get out of here. Nobody can guard him one-on-one. I mean, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard is close, but he still gives them buckets, So they just make it a lot hard for him to score. I mean, and here's the thing. Here's my knock on Russell Westbrook. Like, I don't hate Russell Westbrook, right? My brother thinks I hate Russell Westbrook. I really like Russell Westbrook. I don't think Russell Westbrook's a championship level player. I don't think you can win a championship with Russell Westbrook because he's more often than not going to shoot you out of a game. He's going to shoot you out the game. I mean, he's not, he's not efficient. And, everybody talking about the triple-double season last year. And, yeah, sure, that was great. Not too many people can average a triple-double. As a matter of fact, only 2 people have done it, Russell Westbrook and Oscar Robertson. And I actually, I believe LeBron James could have averaged a triple-double if he wanted to, But, hey, It is what it is, man. It's like people who don't like LeBron James, they're not going to like him. And people who do like LeBron James, they're going to like him. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't get the LeBron James hate. That's the thing I don't get. Like, what tangible basketball reason do you have for not being a fan of LeBron James? Does he whine too much? Does he cry about fouls too much? Okay, say that. But everybody else does, and he's not even the worst. If you think about it, if you look around all the players in the NBA, right, I would probably say Chris Paul, probably Russell Westbrook, probably a couple other people that whine at the refs more than LeBron James, I mean, LeBron's pretty bad at it, but still, he's not the worst at it. So, but yeah, man, I just don't understand all the LeBron James hate. So, another All-Star update came out for the NBA. I'm not even going to go to that because, it's not, we're just over a month away. I mean, we're like a month and a half away from the All-Star game. Just under a month. I mean, just over a month just about a month away from the trade deadline. I don't think it's going to be busy this year. But yeah, I just wanted to put something out there, just based off a conversation my brother and I was having about LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Now, like I said, I'm not one of those guys who's like, nobody can come along and be better than a great Savote. Look, man, and I also want to look at it as like, yo, how many of these guys would be able to play? Those guys would be able to play. It's always an argument. Oh, could they have played in this era? Could they have played in that era? Well, how many of those guys could play now? I would tend to say a lot of them probably couldn't keep up with today's, NBA players. Are you gonna have John Stockton guard Russell Westbrook or Kyle Lowry or Steph Curry he'd probably get ate alive. You think Mark Aguirre scoring on LeBron James? You think Larry Bird keeping up with LeBron James or Kevin Durant or Kawhi Leonard? No. Who's guarding Ben Simmons? The only guys you could probably look at and say, yeah, they could guard like centers from back in the day. All the big centers like Embiid, Boogie Cousins, Andre Drummond, Karl Anthony Towns, the big centers, they probably can hang with them. Ewing and, those guys, they probably can hang with, the new school guys. But as far as any other position, that's it. Look, dog, Wilt Chamberlain or Bill Russell ain't guarding Shaq. Even Kareem at 7'3", he's not guarding Shaq. Shaq weighs over 100 pounds more than Kareem in their primes. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I just don't look at it as like, you think Karl Malone's guarding Blake Griffin? You know what I'm saying? You think Karl Malone's guarding, who's another power forward? Look, Karl Anthony Towns. You know what I'm saying? You think Karl Malone's guarding, probably could guard Draymond, but, he still had to switch on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying? So, be careful thinking about, saying who could play in what era. Because a lot of those guys back then ain't going to be able to guard these guys now. So, I'm just saying, you want to look at it one way, you got to look at it both sides. But yeah, man, just want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight. This is just a short, quick podcast. Like I said, I had another one earlier, and I was kind of bummed out because, the kids and I had a very good podcast. And like I said, it was the Last Jedi review. So we're going to bring you that tomorrow. I want to thank everybody for showing love on the Facebook page, downloading, subscribing, reading the comments. I just ask that y'all keep supporting the Black Dad Chronicles. Thank you. I'm not asking for y'all for money. I do this for free. Might be a time where I, ask for get a Patreon or something like that, but not anytime soon. I don't do the podcast enough to, I think, to even be on something like that. So, anyway, once again, thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to join the conversation, be sure to go to the Black Dad Chronicles Facebook page. So where can you find a podcast? You find a podcast on iTunes. You can find a podcast on Stitcher. You can find a podcast on iHeartRadio. Google Play Music. And I don't know about the iOS apps, but any podcast app you got on Android, you'll be able to find it. Except for, I'm not on Spotify yet. I don't know how to get on Spotify. I'm looking into that. Excuse me. But yeah, everybody, just want to thank y'all for tuning in. God bless y'all. Peace and love. All of that good stuff. Tune in tomorrow. 31 days of podcasting. Peace.